for higher ground. Can't see in front of me. My enemies have tried every possibility. Ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly, I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
I think you definitely think of Sigrië, climbing Sigrië, or exploring an old ancient city like Polonnaruwa. And yes, definitely you won't forget a safari in one of the national parks. But did you ever think of leaving on a modern sailing catamaran into the ocean, jumping into the ocean, having some fun? Yeah, wake up in the morning with the whales, or explore small little beaches and calm bays. Well, all this is possible, and embark on a new journey. I'm Dominic, and it is through Detour Experience that we organize a large portion of the marketing for Sri Lanka, which is the pioneer for yachting experiences in Sri Lanka.
It's nice, yeah. Very, very, very nice. I think we are also learning some things from you, right? Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Of course, go ahead.
Just if you explain about sustainability with detours.
Sustainability, well, actually, it would be a long story, because part of it goes back all the way to tsunami. And
okay.
Yes, and at that time, there were so many projects where organizations, NGOs, they built new boats for the fishermen people who had lost their boats. But then later on, so many studies also came up that actually because of that event, because of the tsunami, and then replacing all these boats and building even more boats, that there was a big situation of overfishing, especially close to the shore. And fishermen communities, the youth, they think the only revenue they can make is by going fishing. Well, yeah. Well, we proved that something else was possible, and now they're very keen to explore and to start new ventures, or get into a venture, these type of marine explorations. Basically the crew we have are youth which have been trained. You know, the boats you have seen in the video at the beginning, you might probably think they come from Singapore or Thailand or Malaysia.
I thought so.
That's what you might think. But all of them, all the boats you have seen in the video, all are manufactured in Sri Lanka. Really? They are made by these, yes, by this very same youth, by this very same fisherman youth, who first learned to build small boats. And then, you know, at the end of the day, it has taken a long time before Sri Lanka started marine tourism. Though we are an island, we have more than 1,700 kilometers of coastline, and yeah, this was the start. So these youth started, these fishermen youth started to build small boats. And later on, you know, this idea was born, and they were taught how to make these boats. So it's made by the people here in Sri Lanka. It's a project that basically supports Sri Lanka. You're supporting Sri Lanka. It's not some offshore company that you are looking at.
So that's
And
great.
yes, and actually thinking of sustainability as well. So that's one part of it. But there is another portion, because there was a conscious choice for sailing boats.
Oh,
Yeah, not motor yachts, but the choice was for sailing boats. Why? Because it is, of course, it is also it is much better for nature. We of course, all the yachts do have an engine. It's needed to maneuver, to, you know, or if there's not enough wind. But we don't need the engine so much as the other boats. If there is enough of wind, we even don't need the engines at all. So it's a much more ecological choice to go on a sailing boat.
right. I saw even some of the yachts has solar.
Yes, definitely. It is. And you know, the thing also, when tourists are planning their trip today, they also they just don't want you know, a little trip to visit this or do that. They also sometimes want, I mean, mostly these days, they want to know the story behind it. They want to know that they are supporting a Sri Lankan company, that they are supporting the Sri Lankan fishermen youth. You know, they want to
community.
know. Yeah,
Which is
these are also,
great.
I think these are also very important sales elements towards your customers.
Correct. So just can I ask you another question? How safe? What about security measures? What are the security measures you take, and how safe it is for if I want to travel?
Well, obviously, these boats have been built. I was just explaining by these youth. They have, the boats in itself are certified. They can be exported all around the world, and in fact, some of them have been exported already.
All right.
Yeah, we have had a few customers who started on a journey around the world. You know, you can travel around the world with them. And the crew is, of course, very well trained.
Right.
It has been a long process. They have been trained in different skills, because we need a cook. There is definitely several crew members on board are lifeguards. They have been trained in firefighting at sea. First aid, of course, also the equipment is there for rescue and these type of things, and definitely they are in contact with the Coast Guard at all times. Yeah, and it is always monitored depending on the weather,
so they can get involved. The clients can get involved also with the crew, and do things.
Oh yes, why not?
You can sail with them.
It's a fun thing. You will know. I mean, if you come on board, you will definitely get hands-on and talk to.
I want to get involved. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. You can help them to raise the sail.
That's good experience.
Yeah, or why not take the helm and learn a little bit how you sail? So they'll be happy to explain that. Definitely, yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sujit?
Can I ask a question? This is Moses here.
Moses want to ask a question.
Okay, Moses, you can. Sujit.
Okay.
Moses, you can go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Dominic, what are all the life-saving equipment that you have on board these boats? Life-saving equipments.
So if we talk about equipment, there are the buoys. there are ropes, and there is always a dinghy as well at each and every boat. So that's talking of equipment, basically. Apart from that, there are some other, there's not life-saving, but of course other equipments are on board, like for example in the kitchens there are there are fire extinguishers and these type of things that is not immediately related to, let's say, but all these items are also there.
Okay, thank you, Dominic. I meant what I meant is personal life-saving equipment. I'm sure you will provide life jackets to all the members who are coming
life
on board.
jackets are also there. So there are the round buoys, and then there are the dinghy. There's a dinghy. There are ropes, and the life jackets are there as well for children.
And the lifeguards are there.
And the lifeguards, and in fact, they, when they leave from the harbor or from the guests wear the life jackets. Okay, so then later on at sea, it's not compulsory to wear them all the time, depending on the weather and all these things. But then, if the clients choose to wear it, they can just wear it. So there are life jackets even for children.
All right. Even life rafts? You have any life rafts?
Yes, so there's one life raft, a dinghy basically, which is on board.
Dinghy, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like an inflatable.
Dominic, you have seasons and areas, right? You have seasons and you have areas that you move the sailing around, right?
Yes, definitely. So, on one hand, this is also the beauty of Sri Lanka, because
so it's year round.
Yeah, year round there is somewhere an ocean which is almost calm as a lake.
Yes.
And blue, a beautiful color. So we do have the monsoons here in Sri Lanka, and so actually at this point in time, now it is the monsoon in the southwest area of the island. So that's where we are right now, Colombo. That doesn't mean that it rains from morning till evening, but the sea gets a little rough. So this affects the trip. So basically during that period, on that side of the island, so right now in the southwest coast, so it will be rough here till about November.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, till about November. But at this time, the sea is like a lake, beautiful, in the east coast. Most of the yachts are now in the east coast.
So that's in Pasikuda, Batikilo, Jaffna, that area, right?
No. Jaffna belongs to the is actually the.
So this is Trincomalee.
Yes, Trincomalee and Pasikuda. And Pasikuda. So there you can do day trips, you can do overnight trips, and this type of things. There are a few boats which are still kept here on the south coast, but that's, you cannot go on overnight trips.
But you can just travel for a few hours.
Yes, you can do small trips. Yeah.
Okay, so we can have a dinner, a cocktail party, something like that, right?
Yes, you can have a party, birthday party. Generally, we don't really promote like dinners, like sit down kind of dinners.
Just cocktails, cocktails.
Yeah, cocktail. Yes, correct. Yeah, because it's difficult to get everybody.
I know.
You don't have seating capacity for so many people, so it's like standing, and there are seats and seating, but not if you go for a dinner, you don't only need a seat, you need also a table.
Right. Okay. Just if you explain to me the number of packs of minimum and maximum overnight stay, and how, if they can for a few hours, how many can go in? Yes.
So at the moment, you have seen in the video in the beginning, there are about 8 of these catamarans right now.
Right.
Yeah. So all are very similar. You have seen several in the video. They are very similar. There are small differences. So generally, for like a day trip, it could be just a sunset cruise, for 3 hours. You start and enjoy the scenery, basically jump into the ocean.
So about how many can go at one time?
At one time, that's about so let's say 25.
On each yacht. On each yacht.
Yes, 25 for a day trip. There is one catamaran which can go up to 40. So that depends. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
But normally 25 is fine on any of the catamarans. Yeah.
Right.
For day trips. Overnight, it's different, of course. Overnight, it's different, huh?
Right.
Can we combine these two yacht actually say about 60 to 60 packs or 75 packs? Will it be
you can go on 2 yachts, right?
Yes, you can do. You can like in the video you saw several yachts. Took sail together. They can anchor in a bay. Everybody is together. You can jump into the ocean. Use some of the
meet together there.
Yeah. So these type of things.
Sounds
so maybe
really
you can go into an untouched area where it's the beach, and we both of boats can people can get off.
Yes. They definitely, especially these type of things are mostly possible in the East Coast. The East Coast of Sri Lanka.
You cannot go. You cannot go like through land, but you can approach through sea to those areas, right?
Correct. And it's a totally different scenery because up to now you only looked at the ocean from land.
Untouched,
Yeah, but now you look at land from the ocean, and you discover a complete different scenery.
Yes, I would love to say that. Yeah.
Especially in the East Coast, and definitely, of course, in Jaffna. That is still untouched area. There are so many places,
islands
beaches,
and all that.
where you even can't really reach by car or by foot. So that's a complete different experience.
Oh yes.
Okay, I have one question, like this, that I'm just a little curious about it, like even my viewers will be curious about. So what is the unique features that you have in this whole marine experience that you can do it if you do in a yacht, or maybe what you do? That's my question.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think the fact of living in a yacht and going in the ocean, as I already said, is a complete different experience. You look at the coast totally different. I mean, did you know, for example, like in Trincomalee and even in Veligama, in Marissa, these areas, that you have like high, steep red rocks near the ocean? You have never really noticed them, but when you are on the ocean, you get a complete different scenery. Apart from that, there are some things you can do on the yacht, of course. There are some toys, as I call them. So there are some pedal boards, there are some canoes, some sea canoes, there is snorkeling equipment. So and as well, especially on overnight trips, can definitely fun. They have some fishing equipment, so you can throw a little line and try your luck and catch a fish, and maybe later on ask the chef to prepare it.
Okay, that's great. Sounds good. Does you
Yes,
have any
sipping
more
a cocktail
questions?
on the sun, looking at the sunset, right?
Definitely, yeah. And later on, you stay on deck. I'm sure some people will even not go to sleep in their room. They will just count the stars all night.
Yes, that's an experience.
Yes, that is really a fun. I think I should jump into this experience.
Yes.
And we might definitely have this for ourselves as well, so that really we can sell this product for our customers in moving forward.
Yes.
So Desi, you have any more questions from Dominic?
No, I think Dominic covered everything. So some things I didn't know, but so he told me. So I want to go.
I just want to tell a little bit more about the different experiences, because you have the day trips and then the overnight trips. And like, for example, right at this time the boats are in Trincomalee. Instead of staying in a hotel, it's a complete different experience to stay in a yacht. And you start the trip in the afternoon, you have a sunset cruise, you have some fun, jump in the ocean, watch the sunset, have the dinner. And in the early morning, basically they set sail towards the whale watching area. And if you're lucky, you basically wake up with the whales and the dolphins. So it's a totally different experience rather than staying in a hotel. You spend the night on a yacht. And now on these catamarans, these yachts that you have seen in the initial video, there are like 4 to 6 rooms on this. Yeah.
Right.
So basically, at least 8 people can stay on that. So you can book it. You can book just one room, and then it might fill up with other people. So you don't have to book the entire catamaran. If you want it private, then you have to book all the rooms, of course.
Right.
If you want it only for yourself.
Right.
So this is, and you have seen the catamarans, the rooms. Yeah, well, they're nice. Everything is there, but they're very small. Yeah, they're very small. There's a bed, there's a fan, there's even some air condition, there's an attached bathroom, but it's all very small. But very recently, we launched a new boat, which is called the Ocean Diamond. And that's a whole different game. This boat is like I call it a mini cruise. It has 10 rooms, 10 double rooms.
Great.
Yeah, and the rooms are very much larger. You know,
So
they
they're
are
sizable.
yes, they're like a small hotel room.
Right.
Even every room has a private balcony.
Oh,
you know,
super.
imagine.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah.
So I have given a video of it as well.
Yeah, let's them get them ready with the questions. The meantime, I will play the video for them. So then we are ready.
Then they can ask questions.
Answer this. Now the Q&A session is started now, and then meantime we'll play the video. So once we come back, so I think hope we get more questions about it.
La mer qu'on voit danser le long des golfes clairs a des reflets d'argent. La mer, des reflets changeants sous la pluie. La mer au ciel d'été confond ces blancs moutons avec les anges si purs. La mer, bergère d'azur infinie. Voyez, près des étangs, ces grands roseaux mouillés. Voyez, ces oiseaux blancs et ces maisons rouillées. La mer les a bercés le long des golfes clairs et d'une chanson d'amour. La mer a bercé mon cœur pour la vie. La mer qu'on va danser le long des golfes clairs a des reflets d'argent. La mer, des reflets changeants sous la pluie. La mer au ciel d'été confond ces blancs moutons avec les anges si purs. La mer, bergère d'azur infinie.
It's far beyond the star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. Beyond the shore we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea. Yeah.
Stunning, beautiful.
Hope you have enjoyed the video. I think if there are
Yes,
any
it's
questions,
stunning, huh? I like to be there. Actually.
I think you can raise your questions on the chat line now, so you are free to. So in the meantime, I have one question for you, Dominic. So what are the, can you name few places that you can't reach by the road, by the land, so which are very much prominent in your journey?
It's it's actually like, for example, the even the trips in from Pasikuda, it's you have all little beaches once you leave the main beach from there, which you cannot reach. I would not be able to name all of them. Of course, I also think of, for example, Delft Island in Jaffna. So that's also a whole different experience. Delft Island. It's we leave with the catamaran towards Delft Island. Before, the only option to go there was with the ferry, which at times is very, very crowded. So yeah, your journey starts, your trip starts from the moment you get on board in the catamaran and sail off to Delft Island. Once you reach there, you visit the main spots, the coral houses, the horses, the wild horses that live there, the remains from the colonial times, and so on. And it's very hot on Delft Island. It's very hot. There's hardly any shade. So generally, the guests they really enjoy to see the island and see life on the island. But they're also happy to be back on the catamaran and to sail off from there. But the journey is not over. Then they have some time on the boat where the lunch is prepared. They can cool off in the ocean before they reach basically the mainland. So it's a complete different experience rather than having to get stuck on a ferry, which is often crowded and which also doesn't go that often.
Okay, that sounds good. And one more question. This this Ramo said this bridge which has been built in this epic Ramayana. So are you going to touch that area as well when you do the sailings?
There is at the moment, so that is probably definitely still an area where there is some further development possible, but at the moment, so on this site, let's say trips only start from Jaffna, so which is still far away. So we do go there, but that's on a 6-night trip. And then indeed you go towards the Adams Bridge and the sand benches in the middle of the ocean and these type of things. It's still far away for us to, so that's why it's a 6-day trip from Jaffna, starting from Jaffna. It's possible, but maybe in future, maybe there will be, we can look at shorter trips if we have places where we can operate closer by, but that's not the case at the moment.
Okay, right. That sounds great. So let me see whether we have any more questions lined up.
From the audience, we need some questions. Right, Sujit?
Yeah.
We need some questions from the audience, I said.
Yeah, that's why I was, chat line is open, so I'm just waiting for them to chat.
Moses, Mr. Moses.
Yes.
Any
Yes,
more questions?
yes, Sujiva, Desmond, and Dominic, I'm very impressed with the development. I never knew these things are possible in Sri Lanka. Looking forward to, soon embark on one of your catamaran, spend a couple of days with my family, probably with some friends. Let's see how it let us take it forward. I'm very, very excited. Thank you, Dominic. Thank you, Sujiva. Thank you, Desmond.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Sounds great. Looking forward to see you.
Yes.
Yes. Amit,
any questions?
there,
Mr. Amit Singh?
Yeah, hi Sujeva.
Hi, Amit. It's you have any question to Dominic?
Yeah, Dominic, can you tell me about more about catamaran, like rooming and all?
So basically, there are two types of boats, right? So one is the normal catamaran, which you saw mainly in the first video. So these have like 4 rooms. There is so 4 rooms. That's 8 people. And there is one with 6 rooms, so that can be a little bit more. Yeah, and as I said, the rooms are basic in the sense they're very small. They're very small in the catamaran. It's a bit of an adventure. You will not spend time in the room other than to sleep. The rest of the time you will spend on deck. You will enjoy the sceneries, stay on deck, have a drink, have a toast, whatever. Comfort is there. There is even air conditioning, all these things, but the room is small. You will not sit in the room. Even it hasn't attached your own small bathroom with a shower, toilet, so it's all attached. It's private. The last boat you saw in the video just now, that is different. So that boat has 10 rooms, and as you saw, they're very large. They're hotel rooms basically with a balcony, double rooms, twin rooms. Yeah, there are even 2 triple rooms in that boat as well.
Sounds interesting.
And what about the durations?
Duration, so anything is possible. And mostly, so there are plenty of day trips. The day trips are only done with the catamarans, the normal catamarans, not with the Ocean Diamond. So basically, it's the same boats for day trips as for overnights. It's the same boats. The only thing is for day trips, you don't use the rooms. And yeah, then if you talk of overnights, what sells, of course, the most is one night. Yeah, that sells the most. But then we do have trips going for 2 nights. So that is mostly it. But we do have packages. We do have sailing trips up to 6 nights. As I just said, like from Jaffna, there is a trip going for 6 nights.
So any more questions from the viewers? All right, so Dominic, thanks a lot for your you've been so kind to us, and you've given us enough information, and it was really nice session, and we are really thankful for you, and maybe we will definitely invite you for another session in future as well. And then for the time being, so we are wind up. So I think the viewers, you have got some information beyond what we do in Sri Lanka. So apart from that, so we are ready to enlighten you in another video and another experience. So until then, we are say goodbye. Yes, exactly. Bye. So thank you very much for coming in on board. Thank you.